tuning in the newest edition of Beck Tech. Today we have a Corsair product. It is the Corsair CARBIDE Series 240 case. It has micro ATX and mini ITX motherboard capabilities. It has three 120mm case fans, two in the front and one on the top. And as we zoom in closer here, you can see that it has two USB 3.0 slots and one power button. And as you can see, there's extensive airflow for this case and no optical drive, which allows for better flow through for the case. We move in closer to this particular yet very sleek computer cube, as it has four PCI slots capable of fitting in a full-size graphics card. No need to skimp out on the graphics card in this build. You can see here it has, from the inside, those two 120mm case fans as we talked about earlier. And as we look on to the top, there is one 120mm case fan as well. But that's not all. If you want to do water cooling, there are you're able to fit two 240mm radiators with mini ITX or one 240mm radiator with dual GPU micro ATX support. Now we will move into the other side, which actually has your capability of storing in your SSDs and your hard drives. We now move to the other side of the case. As you can see here, there's more airflow on this side of the case. It also has a magnetic capability for the filters, so you can take the filters off and clean them and then take them off. The magnets are right here on the side of the filter, and as I expose this, you're able to fit either more case fans, or you can put a radiator on this side for your water cooling. So we will then move more into this other side of the case. Which has a great design for organizing your cables. As you can see from this side, this is where your cables for your fan go to your motherboard, and they can be easily organized through these holes here. And a place for your PSU, or also known as your power supply unit. Now let's get into the good and the bad of this case. The good parts of this case is the ability to remove items without the use of any tools. So this here can be removed. We will remove this part here, which will expose your different slots for your different hard drives. So they're easily removable here without having the need to remove this side of the computer case. So there, take them out, put them back in. So you squeeze these two here, and you're able to move the hard drive bays in and out. Great thing about this case is your ability to remove the top cover here to expose where your radiator will go. You have the ability to put two more 120mm case fans, and also you're able to, instead of putting a case fan here, you can put a radiator here as well for cooling your CPU. So here you have a place for your SSDs, which can be removed and put in just like the other hard drive bays from the back without having the need to remove the cover on this side, which is a great advantage. Lastly, we get into the negative components of this case. There aren't that many, as this is a very sleek and very uniquely designed case. One complaint is the fact that it does not have a case fan for the back, to optimize the flow out the back from your motherboard, which sits in the front here. While you do have one 120mm case fan coming from the top and two in the front, you still need that one in the back, which would have been nice for them to include a case fan. You can include your own case fan by purchasing one from either Noctua, which is a great computer case fan, or you can choose another one from Corsair. The other small complaint is the fact that there is no optical drive bay, which we had mentioned before. It's interesting that they could have included an optical drive bay here in the front on the other side of the motherboard. In Corsair's older model, they did have one where you're able to incorporate a optical drive, but this decided not to opt out for one, which gave more space for your SSD drive bays, which are here. We want to thank you again for tuning in today's edition of Beck Tech. Thank you for watching, and leave comments below for any other questions or concerns.